Yellow, we're tuning in here Thursday with another Sarge session with the Sarge. And today I'm so happy and blessed to be with our guest, Phil Jacques, from the other side of the continent here. How you doing, Philly?
Pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad, man. Like dealing with what we're going through is something that, you makes you really appreciate your home life, and what you've got going on around there. And I'm sure you can attest to this, which kind of leads me into my first question for you is like, how is like the dad life, treating you? I know you're a fresh dad, and I know those early years can be taxing, and harder, but it's just like, it's kind of like all hands on deck from like the minute they wake up until the end. So how's that treating you?
It's been good, man. It's been, it's a trip, you know what it is, but I feel like this whole like quarantine self-isolation thing we've been living for the past 2 months has been kind of a blessing in disguise for, that part of my life, like being a dad, because otherwise I would have been on the road snowboarding and, almost barely seeing my daughter. So being home for the past 2 months, like straight, like more than 2 months straight, has been, it's been cool for that. Like I've been spending every single day with her and with my girlfriend and just building that bond. And it's been a trip.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Like, yeah, if you're ever wondering about, being a dad, like taking out that whole like concept of like, oh, like the things like missing out on little things or trips or, any of that. Like, so that's not even an option. So it's like, for every day, you're just like, I'm just grateful to have the time to be with her and to like make a difference. And like, yeah, like, let's go to the park and ride our bike. Let's like dig in the dirt, like.
Yeah, can't wait for her to ride a bike.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, what other like what has it been like where you're living, where do you live and what's quarantine been like so far? And also like kind of leads into like how do you guys do your shopping? That's been one thing I've asked everybody.
I'm in Quebec, like just outside of Quebec City. Like 20 minutes outside. So the whole province of Quebec has been on a pretty strict quarantine, self-isolation situation. And you can still go like everywhere. You can still go grocery shopping and stuff, but we've been limiting our trips there a lot. Like we've been having the grocery delivered quite a bit, or we order online and we go pick it up at the door. Like we don't even step inside.
Oh, nice.
Deal. So that's been pretty helpful, like to just like limit the contacts with other people and stuff. But it's been a special. It's special. Like I've been only a few times physically inside the grocery store, and it's such a trip.
Yeah.
They have the arrows. You need to follow a certain order, like in the alleys, and you wash your hands before you come in, and 2 meters between everybody. And I don't know, it's crazy. Like it feels like people don't even look at each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I'm like,
I know everybody, like even on like the trails around here, if I go like take my family like to a far off like trail system, even when you walk by somebody, it's kind of like, oh, neither of us are supposed to be here, but we want to be here. But like, let's just like, everyone's good about the space. And I think, what's going on with like the numbers in Quebec City and in the area? Is it something, I know New York had like the big spike, and is that like, is the residuals of that like headed out into the other areas, or is it more just like, is it not been as affected?
I'm not sure if there's been, contamination from New York coming in at all, like at first probably, but I know Montreal is still not under control. Like, is the big problem for the province of Quebec is Montreal. Because I think Montreal is I think it's the 5th worst city in the world or something, as far as not deaths, but
cases.
Like overall cases.
Yeah.
But like over here, it's pretty mellow. I feel like it's, and also just being where I am, like we live more kind of in the woods, and it's, if we don't get out of here, you don't really feel that it's crazy. But
yeah, that's a little bit. It's a little bit like that for us here, and then but the thing like with my wife, you know, she works down in healthcare, so there is like that side of it. But overall, you know, I think that like our area, at least in Washington, like people have been taking it pretty seriously and like abiding by the rules and like being intelligent about it. So I think like, you know, we're getting to the point where some more things are starting to open up for us and we're able to get outside a little bit.
Yeah, same over here too. I think they reopened the elementary schools on Monday, and the kindergartens like slowly, not at full capacity, and so like businesses are starting to open again, like stores and stuff, and I think some more like another wave of businesses are going to open on the 25th. So we'll see. Like, we starting to get back to kind of a normal again.
Yeah, we started off with actually this week on Wednesday, Rowan started back to preschool. So, you know, she was just like, oh, there's not as many germs. I can go to school again. And like, you know, like having those kind of conversations is so funny. But yeah, it was like almost an eerie feeling when I went in there and like, you know, you notice the new protocols, like you use the pen to sign them in, you put it in like a separate container. And then like the teacher met us right there. But I mean, just some normalcy, you know, for the kids, like they deserve it right now. Like even if the parent, like the way I look at it is like, even if us as like parents and stuff, like we're going through our own trials and tribulations with it, it's like up to us to like not like let that affect like our children's lives in a way, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And just keep going. What have you been working on any house projects at all at the house? Or like, I know you just showed me your little, like, is that, they call those like a solarium in some places, like, or sunroom.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's just like a screened porch basically with a glass rooftop.
That is so cool.
Screen. So just because there's a lot of bugs over here, so we built this on the porch so we could enjoy, like, have dinner outside and not be bothered too much. But yeah, that was done like last. I've been on a kind of a grind, like you have, I guess, in quarantine.
Yeah,
like a few little projects. I'm currently just landscaping around the house because that's like the last thing that I want to get done, you know, like everything else I've been going at for like 6 years on the house, and it's pretty much done. So
yeah, I know I've definitely been landscaping is one of those things where you can put so much energy into it, and like every like few years, this has definitely been our biggest time that we've ever had. So we have like around my yard right now, there's just piles of stuff, and then I'm gonna get my truck, like my sled out of the truck and just like take a big load of that stuff away. But yeah, like really getting it tuned up it feels good, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Would you like to give us, like, I know it was really cool on the podcast that we did, or the, with Gigi, when he just did a quick little walk around. Does your internet work like pretty good around your house to do a walk around? Or I noticed that. Okay. Yeah, like then let's not do it. Like let's stick to our questions here. So
that might be hard with the internet here.
I got from one of our followers. I ask like people to ask questions. Then at Sean Tsunami, he wants to know, do you know Sean Tsunami?
No.
No. Okay.
Maybe,
he says
quickly with his Instagram name. I don't know.
Yeah. Is it hard to ride when you have such gigantic balls in the way?
I guess it's pretty hard.
No, you seem to do all right with it. You know, another viewer would like to know who has influenced your riding over the years. Like, do you have any like shred heroes that you look up to? Is it the 418 crew?
418, yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like those guys have more influence on me now, even if they don't even snowboard that much anymore. Like, a lot of them don't even snowboard anymore. But looking back at what they were doing, like, inspires me more now than when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I was looking at, you know, Forum 8 and like everybody from outside, you know, Quebec. Like, I didn't even think, or I wasn't even paying attention really about what was going on here when I was really young. But yeah, I mean, big riders influenced me earlier on. I was looking up to Peter Line, Travis Parker, Jeremy Jones. Yeah, I mean, a lot. Like, and then growing up, like starting to ride with, who became my friends, and the Deja Vu guys. All those dudes have been, influencing me a lot, like Louis and Frank and Laurent and Ben. Yeah, all these guys have been a big influence on me throughout the years. And yeah, David Benedek is one that really stood out for me earlier on, for sure.
Definitely. What was on your program like this year? I know you were working on some projects. We got to sync up at the bank slalom at Baker for a little bit, but is there a project that people can kind of look forward to seeing? Is it coming out in the fall, or are you guys doing another? Yeah.
I don't have like a project of mine per se, but I've been filming with Louis a bunch this winter. Like pretty much all the filming I've been doing was with Louis for his project. So yeah, I think that's going to come out. I don't think it's coming out this year. I think it's a 2-year project. So hopefully I can still film with them this year.
Sick.
And get some more clips. But yeah, we've been hitting some interesting features, and yeah, I mean, always trying to find new stuff to hit, and Louis always has a good eye to find different approaches to stuff, and
for sure. Cool. What's who has the best like backyard setup in the Quebec area? Like, is there? I know you guys always seem to have your little rails and jib set up and stuff like that, which is awesome to go warm up a little bit at the house. But who's got the setup?
I should bring back mine in my backyard, because we all brought all rails to Louis' house. So Louis has the ultimate, because he has all of the rails of everybody.
He took them all. So
yeah, but he has like a great like hill into it and like a lot of space. So he has a good spot for it. So it's cool to go there and chill and hang out.
Nice.
And ride the little rails and build different setups. But yeah, I'm gonna say Louis, because he also has the mountain behind his house that's like a part of it he owns, so he can like cut down trees and make way for like house surfing and stuff. So
that's awesome.
He has a pretty cool setup.
Oh, that's really cool. How far is that far away from your house, or?
It's half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Easy going.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully we can move about again soon.
Yeah, exactly. Have you been kind of moving about, or has it been still like, they opened up like around us, they've opened up some of the national parks, and like, there's a few like, construction workers are able to go back to work, and there's a lot of takeout, but yeah, so people are starting to be able to do a few more things here and there.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same around here. The construction sites are open again. But we've been staying home pretty hard.
It's hard when you got the real young one. You're just like,
I mean, I've just been focusing on that, like trying to do different little projects like in between naps and stuff. But just been focusing on her. And then I'm starting work again on Tuesday, actually, building mountain bike trails.
Oh, awesome.
So that should be fun.
Where do you do that at?
That's like right by where Louis lives. So that's like half an hour from here. It's called Lac Beauport. That's like the town, and there's a little resort there. It's all like pedal access mountain biking, so it's not like it's not big mountains over there. It's 300-meter vertical or something.
I've been watching what you're doing with that. It looks cool. It's like kind of reminds me of building jump snowboarding, and like it's like really good for your body and your mind to like get out and do that kind of stuff. Is it like do they like? So are they trying to turn that into like a mountain bike mecca in that area, or?
Oh yeah. I mean, this town like has this resort, and they have so many trails like all around town, built by people for free basically, and they're trying to like build everything or bring everything together into like one system, like trail system basically. But yeah, once they do that, it's going to be crazy. But yeah, the little resort I work at is really cool. It's like pretty unique terrain for the mountains that we have here and the other places that do mountain biking around here. It's like pretty hardcore trails, and yeah, it's cool. It's really challenging to ride, and yeah.
What kind of bike are you riding?
I have right now is a Kona Process 134. So it's like mid-range travel. Cool. Double suspension bike, but yeah, I'm kind of looking to upgrade since I'm riding there more often these days since I work there, and the trails are pretty hardcore, so my bike is like a little small for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. Bikes are expensive.
Yeah, maybe I'll hit you up after this. I might have a little line on something.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to bring the bike for tune up pretty soon, and hopefully get on it when the trails are dry.
Perfect, dude. That's awesome. Something to look forward to that's active. Well, that kind of wraps me up, and I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me, and it sounds like you're doing really good and making it work. So
yeah, thank you for having me on the live.
Yeah, no worries, man. I look forward to hopefully hitting the mountain bike trail system and soon, and then hopefully we'll sync up this next season and do some time at Baker again.
Sweet, can't wait.
All right.